Right, so today I wanted to go through, just make a quick video about Tera raid battles and my frustrations with them right now, because it's kind of disappointing. I've been trying to, or I guess like, I'll set the stage a little bit. I was very excited to get Scarlet early because what I wanted to do, sorry, I'm just trying to look at the raids and see if there's anything I want. Not really, so we're just gonna pick one and go with it and see if we run into issues, because I kind of expect we will. It's an Ice Clawed Sire, so maybe not. But anyway, I got Scarlet early because I wanted to be able to... I thought with like... So I got into Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield had a lot of accessibility things for getting like your Pokemon competitively viable, and I was like, oh, Scarlet's gonna be even better, right? They took away things from the DLC that were there, so as far as I'm aware, there's no method of resetting EVs. And then also, there we go, there's one, we're one in. Let's see if I can join this one. And the ability to get hidden abilities is not easy. Both of... Well, one of these things forces you to do Tera raid battles, which is hidden abilities, because as far as I'm aware, you can only get hidden abilities through Tera raid battles. I think like certain stars and up, 3 stars and up, or something like that, have a chance of having a hidden ability. But 6-star raids also have a chance of dropping the ability patch, which allows you to change to a hidden ability. I've done so many goddamn 6-star raids, and I have still not gotten an ability patch, and I need 2 of them. I need one for my Gardevoir and one for my Garchomp. So there's like my first issue, and it's kind of, again, holistically, that there are a lot of features that would have been nice to have included, and they're just not there. I can't even buy an ability patch for like $1 million or whatever. So essentially, and then with terastallizing, changing your Tera type, requiring 50 crystals, again, you have to grind the Tera raid dens. And especially if you're trying to do 5+, you can't really do it consistently with the NPC raiders, so you have to go online to do this. And this is where there's actually like 2 or 3 things. There's just so many issues. If you are playing entirely offline, you're restricted to how many things you can get daily. And let's say there's 5 rounds that spawn daily. That is, and you're getting, we'll say 2 to 4, so we'll say 3 on average. You're getting 3 spikes a day, or Tera shards or whatever. That means you're getting 15 a day, which means to change the Tera type, you need to do raids for 4 days in order to change your Tera typing. And that is assuming, and this is offline, this is assuming that like it's not a 6-star ground, or you're not getting a 5-star ground that like the AI just like can't beat, because sometimes they're just like getting KO'd non-stop and there's nothing you can really do. That right there, you saw it. I don't know if that's showing it like activating. It's probably gonna get low. It may activate sometimes when they get low. Yep, there we go. They just do that. They just get health back and activate the shield, and it's like, okay. Which is fine. It feels bad. Health bar just, like, it's hit 0 twice and gone back up twice. We're past the point where the shield was, and it hasn't broken the shield yet. So what the fuck is going on here? And this is one where it's like, I don't know if this is latency related, I don't know if the game, it's just because the game's buggy as fuck, but it's infinitely frustrating every time I try to do raids. Luckily, it looks like we're just gonna stomp this one. But when you're getting like the close battles where it's coming down to time, and this is what's happening, it's so frustrating. Because it's like, I don't even know what I was supposed to do to like understand the situation better. Anyway, so back to setting the stage. It takes a long fucking time to grind these, and if you're playing by yourself, you're limited to the raids you get each day, and it looks like it just refreshes on the new day, so you, assuming you don't, and I don't think people should be obligated to do this, like, yes, you can do this, but it's a game design issue in my opinion, that, like, you have to wait until the next day for your Tera raid dens to refresh, so I think it's when it, like, ticks over from, like, it's either 11:59 to 12 or 12 to 12:01, is when it refreshes the raid dens and you can actually start to grind them again. Oh my god, of course the one time I've been doing, like, for 4 or 5 days, I've non-stop been grinding this, I finally get an ability patch. Of course, when I'm recording, I'm complaining about this. It doesn't change my complaint, I still need one more, so, let me find my notes too, because I had some notes. Let me go back into the Poke Portal, so we'll skip that. I've got a lot of complaints about, like, how easy it is. Oh, so, I've been playing a lot. I've been playing every day, multiple hours a day, and I don't have a team that is yet ready and competitive, like, competitively good to go. I don't have my abilities. I haven't EV'd my Pokemon because I need to refresh their EVs, which I need to make sure I have X amount of certain berries to do. As far as I'm aware, I have not seen another way. I like the fucking Sand Lady from Isle of Armor, or Isle of Armor. I almost said Armor of Isles when I was correcting myself. But why isn't there just that lady? Why didn't she come back? Why didn't she have, like, her niece lives over here, or her brother-in-law? Like, please. It was such an easy thing. Just have it exist. Why not have it exist? What is the reason? And so that's really frustrating, because then it makes it more granular, you have to, like, count, there's a lot more prep, and it's a lot less of playing the game, or a lot more of not playing the game, or a lot more of, like, pointless menu grind to actually play the game. And it feels like it puts me off. I've been going back and playing a lot more Showdown because I just, like, I can't be bothered. I want to play the ranked battles in here, but it's just so much work to be able to do that. Even once you get the Pokemon with, like, hidden abilities, and with getting the right Tera typing, and this comes back to, like, issue and solution I'm going to complain about in a little bit with, like, Tera raids, is, like, I can't reliably, like, it's not like I can say, oh, I'm gonna go do a 6-star Tera ground Garchomp raid. Like, on my screen, I'm locked to the raids I get, so I run to each ground, and it's like, oh, the 5 I got, none of them were Garchomps, cool. And then online, I'm restricted to the 8. There's a whole lot of Pokemon in the game. And, a lot of them are not Garchomp. And sometimes you don't even get ground raid options in there, and so you get stuck not being able to do raids that are meaningfully useful for you. And if this fails, we'll wait, but, like, you can't... You have to wait to refresh it, and sometimes I feel like it's been a minute or two before I can even, like, check for new postings. And I don't know how that's being updated, because there's no way. I don't know how this works. I don't know if it's global. I feel like it's global. But I'm not sure. But I'm not sure, like, you can't tell me there's only 8 people playing Scarlet and Violet right now looking to do raids. And we'll wait, for it to check for postings, but it just, you have to sit here. And you have to wait for it to be ready to pop up, for it to be ready to refresh. And I'm looking at 8 options. I'm looking at these, and none of these are good for me. I have so many. I have, like, 3 Slowkings now that are 6 stars. I don't need a Bombardier or an Avalugg. I don't need another Dragonite. None of these Tera typings are good for what I'm trying to do. So if I pick any of these raids, the only thing I'd be getting is a chance to get an ability patch. There we go. So that took about a minute after the failure. And this is where, like, cool, we're still kind of stuck. None of these types give me anything outside of the 6-star rewards. So we'll try to do the, shit, that's Ceruledge. We'll try to do Ceruledge. It takes forever to load. And during this time, I can't back out. I can't press B to cancel communicating to this raid. So if I pressed A and I was like, oh shit, like I want to join that raid instead, I'm fucked. I'm sitting here, and by the time like it tells me whether or not I get into this raid, the other raid's already filled up and started. So if I go to it, typically it's already like I'll waste another minute because it takes about a minute. That took almost a minute to join. We'll try doing, is this Umbreon? And we started when I was about 11-12 into the recording, so we'll see how long it takes. So there have been times where I think it was yesterday, I tried to do like 20 raids in a period of time, and only 2 of those were successful, and one of them got canceled. And I'm just fucking screaming, and I was like, fine, I'm not raiding anymore today, and then I put it down and tried to raid like an hour later, but that's beside the point. And so one thing is, like, now I can check for postings, but I can't actually. If I'm just like mashing the X button, I can't check for postings until I'm finished connecting. I can't back out of connecting to refresh for posts. Try to do Fido, because I do need some normal shards. Or Doxbun, or I don't know, man. Dope Pokemon. There we go. Easy. So yeah, you only get to see the 8 raid options, and none of those may be raids you want to do. And if you're either given the option of just joining one anyway, or waiting 2 minutes for it to refresh, or to allow you to refresh, so then you can see, and then you're like, oh, this don't apply to me. Or B, the worst case, these raids are already started, joined, or canceled. And so you're stuck, again, waiting another minute for it to check, and then you can check another raid, or you can wait another minute for it to allow you to refresh. All of which sucks. Also, I'm all ready to go, but I don't know why there's not a green check next to me. Besides the point. And then I've also had, like, inside of raids, and I don't know if this comes down to being able to join raids worldwide. I don't know how it works. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't know if it's like system to system or like peer to peer, or if there's like a server hosting it. I don't know. I would imagine that it's just like all 4 of us connecting, or 3 of us connecting to whoever the like host of the raid is. Which introduces a lot of latency if they are worldwide or even like cross-continental. In that I've had issues with ally Pokemon fainting after, like, I'll be here, I'll be like, oh, I'm at half health, these people are low, but they're doing a lot of damage, so I'm gonna heal. But, like, I select heal and I see they have HP, and the heal animation goes off, but, like, they faint beforehand or afterwards regardless. And it's just like, that happens. I don't know if that's... I don't know what's going on with that. It's frustrating. And then also, what I had mentioned in the last raid, where the health just kind of, like, swings up and down, seemingly at random. The damage you do seems inconsistent. Even when, like, the energy thing goes down, the crystal shield goes down, still takes reduced damage. Like, there's a lot of things that make this seem way more messy than it should be. Than is accessible in my, or not accessible, acceptable in my opinion. shit out of this dog. So I had, like, how would you fix this? Because, like, it's one thing to complain about it and not propose a solution, but I think, like, the solutions are right there. It's so fucking easy. Like, just do it. Why was it done this way? And there's a couple of things I think you could do. You could allow players to refresh without a delay, so they can just cycle the raids and get new lists. Like, why is there a restriction in place that makes me wait 2 minutes? So, that is the first one. That one I have absolutely no idea, like, why that exists in its current form. Yeah, fuck this dog. The other thing is I think you could include a latency, you could include latency on, like, the raid, so you can either do, like, a tiered symbol system with, like, a green, yellow, red, just to show, like, latency, so you can have a general sense of, like, what your experience is going to be like when you get into that game. You could have the actual value, which personally I would prefer, but I understand that, like, a lot of people aren't going to know, and green, yellow, red, like, network symbols are probably going to be more approachable. You could also just do both, so that people have more information. I don't think more information ever hurt anyone. We'll catch it. I think you should also include a way to sort the raids, because I'm not out here trying to do any 4 or 5-star raids unless they are of the Tera type or a Pokemon I want or need. Because I can only get ability patch and shit from the 6-star raids. And so I want to be able to either sort by 6-star raids so I can look for raids that are going to give me items or a chance of getting items, or I want to sort by my Tera type. I want to sort for, like, grinding out ground shards, grinding out normal shards, grinding out ghost shards, flying shards, whatever. And I think, especially when it comes to sorting, I think that there are ways you could make this a lot better. Because I don't think, like, if you sort and it still only shows 8, that's not great. Like, you're still stuck. But I think, like, if they just made each of these more compact and they had, like, the image of the Pokemon, maybe the name. Like, I don't know why we don't show the name. Like, most people know what these Pokemon are. And there may be people that don't know what these Pokemon are, and having the name just makes it more accessible. So, it's not like silhouetting them does anything. But I think you could do, like, little Pokemon icon, the name of it, how many stars, or Tera type stars, whatever. But you could use, like, the vertical space from, like, Gyarados to Passimian. There's not really anything, we'll just wait to refresh. You could use that space to put out, like, a detailed line, and then you could just scroll down it like you would any other menu, like you do in your fucking inventory for items and shit. Like, and you could display, like, 50, is there a restriction here? Is there a restriction with it only being allowed to show you 8, and that's why they chose to do this shitty tile system? Like, I get that it's supposed to be a bulletin board, but it just feels bad. I do also have another complaint that I just thought of, because I saw the link code and I was like, man, this is another thing, is you cannot raid. Like, if you have 1 or 2 friends, you cannot raid with those people and then find a random person to be a 3rd or 4th. I don't need any of these either. We will keep waiting. Which is frustrating, because, like, me and my partner, we both play. I want to do raids with my partner, but I can't do raids with my partner and get 2 other actual human beings, because you can't, like, open it up afterwards, and you can't invite people to your raids, which is also problematic. But yeah, it's so disappointing. I expect better. There's no excuse, in my opinion, for this to be as bad as it is. Especially with how, like, core it is to the experience. Like, there are so many games forever that have figured out how to do menus and joining parties. And if this is a restriction, like, to me, it's not okay if this is if they're gonna say it's a restriction, or if they would say, like, I expect, Nintendo or Game Freak or anybody to come be like, this is the case. But it's fucking 2022. These menus, those sorts of menus, joining lobbies, has been around forever. It can be done. It can be done on a Switch. This is not some antiquated piece of technology. Like, and then here's the frustration. I can at least join this raid. It's a ground, but it's 4 stars, so I don't have any chance of getting my items, but I do need Tera shards, so I'm probably gonna get, I think, 4 stars. I usually get like 2 shards from. But I had to refresh like 3 times to get a raid that actually applied to me from Tera typing. And it's not even a 6-star raid, so I don't have a chance of getting the ability patch I need. So it's, yeah, it's all just very frustrating. I'm very sad. It has made me, like, every once in a while, I'm just like, man, I think, like, if this keeps going on, I'm just going to stop playing until some DLC comes out that hopefully fixes it, or maybe they, like, patch and add some features, or, like, make things better. I don't know. It's really frustrating because it is so hard to get to experience the part of the game that I want, and it shouldn't be that hard. And I know that I'm putting in more time than a lot of other people into this game. And the fact that I cannot do these things is so frustrating. That's all, though. I will, I'll leave it there. Felt like I needed to at least get a video out this week. I was trying to get my team together, start laddering, and then hopefully get back into doing some first impression stuff for other games, because there have been a couple that have come out, or are coming out, that I'm excited about. But I've just been on the Pokemon grind. I've been trying to get to the point where I can actually play the game, and I just needed to complain about this and get a video out so YouTube doesn't hate me. Anyway, thank you.